Here with reaction is former White House press secretary Sean Spicer. He was actually in the meeting when Comey did brief then President-elect Trump about the dossier, and former deputy assistant to President Trump, Fox News national security strategist Dr. Sebastian Gorka. All right, Sean, you were in the room. You don't see it the same way. You don't recall it the same way.
No, I think the account that Director Comey has in his book is at best misleading. So let me lay it out for you. On January 11th, the four intelligence chiefs came up to Trump Tower. They were about to issue a report on their findings of Russian involvement in the election and wanted us to be aware of what that report was going to be. We sat down, had that report given to us, at which time there was a series of questions that were asked by Reince Priebus, General Flynn, Tom Bossert, the Homeland Security Advisor, and Vice President Mike Pence. After the discussion ended, and again, a key point in that is that there was a lot of questions back and forth, which Director Comey suggests didn't occur, but I just named four of those people that definitely asked questions. Then at that point, Director Comey said to the president-elect, "May I see you privately in the back of the room?" We got up. The rest of us exited the room, the secure room that we had received the briefing in, and went outside. At that time, as you may recall, there was a little bit of distrust among some of the political appointees, Director Clapper and Director Brennan. So we ran by the statement that we were going to issue to make sure that it was in accord with the classified nature of the briefing and that they weren't going to differ in terms of their account of the meeting that we had just had. And Comey goes on in his book to talk about how it became a PR session. That's not true. That's not how it went down. And again, as I noted, a lot of people did that. Further, as Comey himself says in his reporting here, he verbally briefed the president on some of these salacious and unproven allegations. CNN went on to report falsely that he'd been given a two-page report. That report wasn't actually even done at the time that we were briefed. So both Director Comey's account of it is misleading, and CNN's reporting of that meeting are false.
All right, let me go to Dr. Gorka. So, you know, the big issue for the media for over a year has been, Russia influence in the election. And James Comey knew before the election Hillary paid a foreign national, Christopher Steele, through Perkins Coie, through Fusion GPS, and they paid for Russian lies to manipulate the American people. And then they used it to get a FISA warrant. And then he exonerated Hillary after Peter Strzok interviewed her, but they wrote the exoneration months earlier. And I'm trying to think, you can't make this irony up when you think about it.
It's not just ironic, so you're absolutely right. You look at the last 15 months, what do we know? We have no evidence of Russian collusion between the president and his campaign, but we know for certain that James Comey is a liar. We know that James Comey leaks to the media. We know the fact that he tries to get his buddy, Robert Mueller, to become the special prosecutor investigating the president, who he didn't want to win the election. His wife didn't want Trump to win, nor did Comey. These are the facts of the case. He has done more single-handedly to damage the FBI than J. Edgar Hoover has done. And if you look at the fact that in his interview yesterday, he's propagating the narrative of the president potentially being a pawn of the Russians, what is he doing? With zero evidence, he's actually assisting in a Russian information operation. That's what James Comey is doing.
And he presented that phony information to a court to spy on an American, Sean.
Well, I think, look, it's not just misleading. What he's saying now is, frankly, irresponsible. To go out there and profess loyalty and concern for these institutions and then openly speculate with no evidence is highly irresponsible. Now, he's free to do it. It's a free country. He can do it. But you can't go around and talk about the loyalty that you have to the institutions, to this country, and openly speculate about things of that nature and not wonder and not have the opposite effect. There's a reason I think that the director's book and his account and his appearance are getting panned, and that's because I think it's become about him and about his image and his attempt to sell books and not the truth.
Last word, Dr. Gorka.
I'll just tell you what I received recently, a text from an FBI agent, the senior one. This person told me for the first time in her life she is ashamed to work for the FBI. And that, she said, is thanks to James Comey. That's what he has done in the name of his ego and his book.
Well, we got to remember it's not the rank and file. As a matter of fact, 99.9% do a great job protecting us every day.